Hi guys, yesterday I made a video just about winter, what beekeepers do in winter to keep busy because the bees are pretty much inside their hive on those cold rainy days. If you're thinking about becoming a beekeeper, winter is also the perfect time to get educated, join a beekeeping club, do some reading, stuff like that. So there are things that I will mention in the video. Hope you enjoy. Thank you for subscribing, watching my videos. Feel free to comment below, ask me any questions. I'm happy to help and happy to answer any of your queries. Thanks guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. You know, what we do as beekeepers is clean up our frames. I have some frames that I have I guess harvested during my pack down period, which was a couple of weeks ago. I actually needed to take out 4 frames from each hive because they needed a bit more room, which was quite a nice surprise. So I have these frames here. So these are the super ideal frames. So they're half the size of normal frames. So with these, all I did was cut out the comb and put them back into a box. So I've got about 8 of these. I leave them as is. I don't actually clean them because they're fairly new frames. They're in good repair. And in springtime I can just put these back into the hive and the bees will clean it up and build a new comb on it. So these are also called stickies. So you may hear beekeepers talking about stickies, you know, putting a sticky back in. That's what this would be. What I've also done, a tip is, because I have 2 hives, and what you should do when you have 2 hives is keep the frames separate, because you want the same frames that you take out of a hive to go back into the same hive. It just prevents disease spreading between hives, things like that. So what I've done is I have one hive which is called a Bianca hive, one hive which is Alice hive, which is my mother hive. So that was my very first hive. So what I've done is I've just, I don't know if you can see there, I've just labelled my frames, so just with a B obviously for Bianca, so I know which hive this needs to go back into. Also what I tend to do is freeze these frames. So I have a whole box full that need to be frozen. So what I've done is I've just put them into a box. Sorry for getting out of the frame there. So I've just placed these into a plastic box with a lid and put the whole thing in my deep freeze. Minimum 48 hours. What this does is it'll kill off any wax moth, larvae, and also eggs as well, which might be sitting in there waiting to pop. So this will just kill those off. Then what you do is you take them out of the freezer, seal them up, preferably in an airtight container. The container I have them in at the moment is not airtight, so what I'm going to do is also wrap that whole excuse me, that whole container into a black plastic, you know, bin bag. Okay, so with this, you can see with this box I've done the same. I have just wrapped it up so that any wax moth can't get in there and lay some eggs, and I'm just storing that in the garage. These boxes here, I'll explain a little bit further on in my video series. They're just a feeder box and a skateboard, sorry. So I'll explain what those are for a little bit later. So another thing you can do during downtime is do some reading. If you're looking to become a beekeeper, a good idea during the winter months to grab some books, online books. There are some free biosecurity books from PIRSA and Beekeeping Club websites. Join a beekeeping club, attend their meetings if you can. I'll put all the links down the bottom for you to look at. You know, wash your bee suit, that's important. You need to wash your bee suit, make sure there's no holes in it for the coming spring. And yeah, so you know, I learned something new the other day. Winter solstice is on June the 21st, and a few beekeepers use this date to start, I guess, checking their hives a bit more often, because, you know, the days are getting longer from this day, and the queen will start laying a little bit more, not in one big hit, of course, but she'll start laying a little bit more, so you will need to check your hives then a little bit more regularly on a warm day, not too windy, just to see how they're going, because you'd like to prevent swarming in the spring, because your neighbours will not like that too much if it happens. So that's it for now. I will post a little bit more on bee food, what to make to, you know, help them last through the winter if they need. Sometimes they need to be fed a little bit, and just little how-tos like that. So thank you for listening. Thanks for subscribing. More videos to come. Hopefully I'll get better at them with time. Any comments below are welcomed. Any questions, please ask. I'm happy to help. Yeah, see you till next time. Bye.